Hi again. Just did a video and that didn't. Uh, God, what's going on? Having a bad time of this. Hopefully this works. Hopefully it works. So yeah, obviously Marti Cifuentes gone. Um, not surprised by um by the decision. Um, um, yeah, it's been coming for the last few weeks. My pages with Marty's been dwindling. Um, for a bit. Um, I think it's been the case since the Sheffield United game, really, um, where the concerns I had about him was starting to come. And team selection for the last few weeks has been questionable. Tactically, it's been out of his depth. Um, I mean, why promise to the start when he was going to blend in the youngsters? We haven't seen enough of that. I mean, Monka's not been featuring as much as he did at the start. Um, and Luca hasn't featured. We've been screaming out for him to be more involved and get more minutes. Um, I think Page should have featured a little bit more. Okay, he had a tournament, an under 17s tournament, not on with it, not injury, but could have been easily have seen more out of him. Um, but yeah, he's been dealt by hand. Um, in the summer, came in July. He wasn't backed really. Um, had a couple of loans. John James came in, was good, has been good. Carranza came in, didn't work. Was only here for a few months, hardly featured. And Ramsey came in, been constantly injured. And brought in a couple of backup keepers. Saw Bekovic for a few games, hasn't been too bad when he stepped in. And Vietes, we haven't seen. Um, but yeah, I think he did start off well for the first few games. Um, but then, since then, we've just been seeing the same shit performance wise that we've seen um, for the past year or two. It's just been rubbish. The same crap, the same shit. I haven't been to a home game since Palace January last year. And you're seeing why, and it's because that the atmosphere in the ground is very very toxic. It's not the same club I once loved. It really really isn't. Um, uh, yeah, there's been fights fighting in the crowd at times, and um, on an odd occasion or two. Not as often, not frequent, but yeah, minor odd fight here and there. Um, there's been chance, very abusive chance towards the board, which you can't condone, but you can see the amount of toxicity that has risen is unbelievable. Um, the decision making at the top has been embarrassing. Um, I mean, the the fact that we're seeing 14th currently at the moment in the championship, and I have to say I think he's underperformed a little bit. But am I surprised we're in this position? No, we're not. I predicted right at the start of the season that this was not going to be a promotion challenging season. And the reason why was because the amount of key players from the team that we had last time we were in the championship that we've lost, like Vardy, Ian Nacho, Pratt, Ndidi, Justin, Dewsbury Hall. Those players, you lose that from your team, you're going to struggle, especially if you don't replace them. It's Vardy as well. You can't, you don't replace them. This was always going to happen. And I know some people thought of, and trying to be on the optimistic side, understandably, but thinking that this was going to be the season we're going to go back. No, it weren't. It wasn't going to be like that. I know it was easy to say in hindsight, but you could see it. Now, I had did us to finish fourth, but that was just being kind of generous. That was just being very, very kind. Um, yeah, it's not been it's not been great. And we don't look like we're going to bring players in. We found out that there's only going to be loan signings. Do I see it happening? Nah, I don't see it. Not with this board that we've got. We let Ralph Face go on loan to Monaco. Can't can't wait to see him out of this club. Seriously, I can't. Um, along with a certain few. They're coming to the end of their contracts. Um, uh, yeah, it's a complete mess. Now, who comes in? Who comes in? Now, Andy King's going to be in charge to the on the interim basis for now. In terms of the next permanent manager, I really fear the worst, and you know why? Because I fear, and this could be the same with the technical director. I think, knowing this club, knowing this board, I think they're going to give it to us alive and make Kevin Thurber the technical director. That's that would just top it all off, wouldn't it? In terms of pissing off the fan base even more, because I don't want Russell Martin at all at this club. I really, really don't. Especially after what happened at Rangers when he got hounded out by their fans, as well as the technical director as well who was there, got hounded out. If those two come in, then that's the final death knell. It really, really is. Um, yeah. Do I think we'll go down even with the points deduction? I say no. But from what I am seeing in regards to performances, you might the mindset may begin to change. Because you just don't trust these players to have the stomach for the fight. You just can't. I mean, we got Jordan James this out for a few weeks. He's been dragging us through games. Um, but I just can't. I just can't see how we're gonna get out of this shit. I think this is the by far the worst. I didn't think it would get as bad as last season, but with regards to the championship, this is far worse than the one we had in 2007 away when we went down to League One. Now the difference was that there was more fight and desire than what we're seeing with this shit. At least the players that we had then fought and scrapped and gave everything. They lacked quality, but they gave everything. And you saw on the last day at Stoke when we went down, you saw the devastation on their faces. The likes of the Ian Humes, the Matty Fryards, the Galva Corleys of this world. You saw what it meant to them. Paul Henderson was playing in goal that day, remember? which is steering playing as well. Goodness me. I was sat there watching it, and it was the most devastating day ever. And you saw at the end of the match how much those players really, really cared. How devastated they were when we went down, as much as us fans were. But if we if the worst happens this time around, do you really think those players actually care? I don't think so, because they'll be they'll be looking for their next move. They won't give a shit. They wouldn't, would they? I mean, you saw it last year when we went down from the Premier League. You saw it. Some of the players didn't give a monkeys. They just didn't. Like, oh, oh dear, what a day! I mean, fair play to Bloody Dick Glasses, by the way, and I'll salute Locks for this, for keeping us up to date throughout the day on what was going on. And Top did the interview with Owen Pomarakin um, just a couple of hours actually before the news came through that Marty was sacked. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing? Why are you doing that interview? Saying, oh, we're considering his future with one of Radio Leicester's journalists. What are you doing? I mean, come on, it's not fair on Owen. I mean, I know he's paid to do his job, but Top, what are you doing that for? If you're going to sack Marty, then do it privately. Do it privately, mate. I mean, just like, come on, it's just PR stuff, really. Um. So, anyways, I'm hoping to God it's not Russell Martin. I'm hoping to God it's someone else. But the question is, who? Who's going to want to take over this year? So, yeah, it just goes from bad to worse, really. Um. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm only doing this video so that some of the members of the community group see it, um, in the Leicester chat. Um, hopefully it goes through this time, so I can post it. But yeah, at the minute, us fans are as feeling so low, and just basically have had enough of this shit, and can't trust the board on who they're going to bring in as the next gaffer, because the last few appointments have been shit. So good luck. I think we're going to need it. So yeah, that's it. That's that for me. Until then, see you soon.